You are welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Elijah, and this is Frankly Speaking with Elijah. How you guys doing? What's up? What's up? What's up, guys? Hey, wherever you are right now, listen, you have to be on this live stream. And this is me saying officially, you all are absolutely welcome to my YouTube live stream. I am super excited to be doing this again with you guys. Trust me, last week was a swell time. I had the bestest fun for this year, like the entire 5 months gone of this year. I had so much fun, guys, and I want to really appreciate all of you for taking our time to join the live stream of last weekend. And then we're doing it again today because we definitely want to have fun, right? People want to have fun. And of course, there's some interesting, funny matters that we want to talk about with regards, of course, to the Big Brother Naija lockdown reunion that is currently going on or ongoing, whichever English you prefer. But before I do that, let me use this opportunity to introduce every single one of you, my amazing, wonderful, you guys are simply the best online family any content creator could ever wish for. I want to welcome all of you officially and say thank you all so much for joining this live stream. Tendai, I can see you. Mr. Pranjit, I can see you. Uyi Osai, I can see you. Trey Mofat, I can see you. Gladys from Uganda, I can see you. Thank you so much for joining this live stream. Who else? Hey, Trey Mofat, what's up? My sister from another mother. Thank you all so much for joining this live stream. Vanessa Adiso, what's up? Thank you for joining this live stream. Lots of love back to you, sis. Lots of love back to you. You all are welcome. I really appreciate you guys taking out your time to come in on here. Kevin Wachiko said, Erica, they show Monday. Oh, now reunion will start. Well, reunion already started since 2 weeks ago. So we've been getting some shocking revelations back to back. And that is what we're going to be talking about on this live stream today. Imo Echezuna, thank you so much. You are welcome to this live stream. Thank you so much for taking our time out of your busy schedule to join this live stream. Nana Amma Official, hello. Listen, guys, just as you've seen on the title of today's live stream, there is a lot to talk about. And as usual, I will be sharing my own perspective, and then I will be introducing some of you amazing people to join this live stream live and direct so that we can converse and chat and banter and rant about the amazing, shocking revelations that we have been hearing. I mean, this entire week has been a week of basketballs. It has been a week of drama. It has been a week of war. It has been a week of fightings, a week of people getting slaps. It has been a week of people being extremely generous with their hands and giving people a slap of love. And guys, we are here for the drama from the Big Brother Naija lockdown reunion. And the more interesting part of this whole deal is, remember, I used to do a lot of videos, in anticipation of the reunion, and I was telling you all that, all these people that think they have mouth on Twitter, all these people that think they have mouth generally on social media, I want to see how they flex their muscles during the reunion show. And to be very honest, some of them, they've been disappointing me. When they're supposed to open their mouth and fight or, show their muscle, they will break down and start forming emotional warriors and crying. And then on the flip side, those ones who we thought could not even hurt a fly, they became Agbero on set, rendering our dearly beloved Ebuka incapable of controlling the madness on the set. My sincere apologies goes to Ebuka and his lovely shoes, because Ebuka's shoe actually did a lot of work. And just as I posted on my community tab, I said that especially, or me specifically, I would very much love to interview Ebuka's shoe, because that shoe needs to tell us what actually went on behind the scenes. Because I was very much disappointed, because at the time one unfortunate slap was landing on someone's face, that was when DSTV decided to take us on an advert. I didn't even ask for a freaking ad. We did not want it. We wanted to see the action. But then they took us on an annoying ad. And then the next thing we saw was that somebody's wig had disappeared on set. And then somebody was looking crazy, and the person was like, I'll show you crazy. I'm like, sis, don't leave us. Don't leave us. Show us what happened. Please tell us. Calm down, Glory. Yeah. I just wish I saw what happened. That's all. That's all. I wish I saw what happened. Bbnaija said the revelations are just too much. I've been seriously waiting for this live show. My sister, not be only you. I was shocked. Matthew Hingley said, Ozo's sister can see through Nengi. She's a psychiatrist. Okay. Okay. We're not talking about Ozo today, anyways. Peter Abazo said, hi, Glory. Peter from Medjugorje. Hi, good afternoon, Peter. Anyways, guys, let us officially open this conversation with a good heart. And please, let tampers not fly here and there, okay? Now, just as you've seen on this title already, on this live stream, I will be talking about the most shocking revelations on the Big Brother Naija lockdown reunion so far. I'm sure that a lot of you have your own lists of shocking revelations. I have mine. And the reason why these ones made it to the top of my list as the most shocking revelations is because I, for one, I really followed the show. I really watched the season 5 of the Big Brother Naija show. I watched the show, like I watch and well. Yeah, I watched it very well. And so most of the things I'm hearing on the reunion show, they really shocked me because you know how you became a fly inside Biggie's house to the point that you want to be monitoring everything that's happening, and you still did not see certain things, and you're coming to come and hear those things on the reunion show. It makes you wonder, like, these people went to school of secrecy, because especially certain people. Anyways, now the first most shocking revelation on my list is Dorathy giving Brighto a BJ. Guys, that is number one on my list. Till tomorrow, I don't think I'll ever get over that simple revelation. I don't think I'll ever get over it. And I did a video, 2 videos as a matter of fact, explaining why I do not think I'll ever get over, just that particular revelation. I mean, first and foremost, which is literally the same sentiments that a lot of you actually share with me, it's the fact that we're talking about Dorathy here. We're not talking about any other person. I mean, there are certain people in that house that you will mention and say, okay, this person actually gave someone the BJ, or this person actually has sex with someone. There are certain people you will mention, and I won't be surprised. A lot of people won't be surprised because, hey, we saw it coming. But hey, we are talking about Dorathy. Guys, oh Lord, I am still shook. I am still shook. Now, here is the reason why I found that information very, very shocking. One, of course, Dorathy is an adult. She can do whatever she wants to do. I've said this before and I'll say it again. So this is not a judgment zone. I am not judging Dorathy for her actions. I'm not judging her for whatever she did. I mean, she has every right to do what she wants to do, as long as it pleases her with her full chest. However, Dorathy was that one person in the house that encouraged a lot of women, about how to be on a show like Big Brother and still retain your virtue without messing up, without going wild, just because you want to be on the show. I mean, she played her game very well, no doubt. If she did not play her game very well, how did she get to top 5? Yeah. So at least that justifies, the kind of personality she portrayed in the house. However, Dorathy gave us the impression that I am clean. If everybody is doing PDA in the house, if everybody is in a relationship in the house, I am not one of those girls that is interested in doing any of those things. I am one of those people that's very focused. I'm one of those people that do not give 2 thoughts about other people showing love on TV. I'm one of those people that respect myself on camera. What we did not know was that something happened under the duvet, and it was all concealed to the point that none of us did not even say. It was so painful because we were wishing that we actually saw what happened. It's so annoying. Now, the second reason why I find that information very, very shocking is because right from inside the house till after the show, even before the reunion, for most of the interviews that Dorathy has gone through, most of the conversations that she's had off the show, you find out that she has always portrayed herself to be the innocent person, like she did not offend Wathoni in any way. You know, everybody has always seen Wathoni as a desperate one, the one that was trying so hard to get the guys in the house, you know, and she never for once tried to clear Wathoni's name. She never for once tried to explain that, hey, if Wathoni is giving me this kind of negative vibe, it's because of what I did to her. And guys, I am still very disappointed because I remember doing a video to clear Dorothy's name. I remember doing a video because Wathoni was like, oh, I sent you to Brighto's bed. We had an agreement and you still went to Brighto's bed and you slept there. And for these guys, I must give Wathoni some serious accolades. She is really a strong believer of girl code. Because if she wanted to mess up Dorathy, the next morning or the next few days when they were, you know, beefing each other, she would have just opened her mouth and exposed Dorathy there and there on the spot. And to be very honest, that would have spoilt Dorothy's game. That would possibly, that probably might not even had made Dorathy to get to the top 5, to be very honest. So I feel like Dorothy's image being retained as the prim and proper girl in the house is partially owed to Wathoni. Because if Wathoni was the kind of kiss and tell person, trust me, she would have destroyed Dorothy's image in that house. But her silence kind of saved the day for Dorathy. So as I was saying, you know, Dorathy had interviews. She had several opportunities to help Wathoni clear her name, to let people know that, okay, Wathoni is not, you know, an angry bird. If Wathoni is angry, it was because, you know, I possibly did something to her. You know, Wathoni cannot just be upset for no reason, you know, that kind of thing. But then she kept quiet and she continued living under the umbrella of, oh yes, Dorathy is that self-sufficient woman that went into the house. She played a game without involving herself in any kind of entanglement or any kind of romantic entanglement. She saved and preserved that virtue, and she came out of the house a shining golden medal. And then reunion now came. We're now hearing something entirely different. You know where they catch you stealing meat from your mother's pot and people are making jest of you, hey, you stole the meat, that kind of thing. And then out of shame, because they say you cannot shame the shameless, so out of shame you want to actually shame yourself properly so that nobody will have any power anymore to shame you. That was what Dorathy did exactly on that fateful day that she was exposed, when Wathoni opened her mouth and revealed and disclosed to us, to the entire world viewing, that, oh yes, Dorathy actually gave Brighto a VJ that particular night. Trust me, it was written all over Dorothy's face that she was ashamed, or she was even probably shocked or surprised that, oh my God, finally, the secrets that we've been hiding finally came out. And then she tried to shame herself properly so that nobody can shame her again and say, oh yes, you saw it, oh yes, I actually did. You know what, let's play the video so that you guys can actually see how she honed up to her acts. 1 second, let's play the video. Guys, every time I watch that video, like I literally put it on replay and I watch it and I'm like, wow, wow, wow. That's literally the only thing I can say. I just keep on saying wow, 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 because the news is just so overwhelming. Now, some people will argue that, oh, Dorathy told Prince inside the house. Okay, she told Prince inside the house, but that's inside the house. How about she got out of the house and a lot of people okay, so what I'm saying is this. How about she got out of the house and Wathoni is having her interviews and a lot of people are bashing Wathoni. Oh, Wathoni, you are desperate for someone who has a child, for someone who is a single mother. You should respect yourself. You were throwing yourself at Brighto, blah, blah, blah. Dorathy is innocent. Dorathy did not do anything. How about if Dorathy had at least taken out time to stand up for Wathoni and at least defended her a bit? But then she did none of that. And that was what actually really, really shocked me. I don't know what you guys think, but that was a huge shocker for me. So now, to now make matters worse, you see, people are people have double standards. People are very, very funny. Human beings are very, very funny. And it's funny how when people do stuff, especially when it has to do with the genders, when people do stuff, they try to cover up their mess by bringing in gender conversations. So now what I mean is this. On set that day, everybody who watched that particular episode of the reunion where Wathoni made that disclosure, they would have seen how Dorathy actually insulted Brighto, called him a bastard, called him so many names, so many derogatory names anyways, and then as a gentleman would do, when Brighto wanted to speak, he decided to counter back by saying, listen, before I continue what I want to say, I just want to make it known that I am not a bastard. I have a father. Although my father is late, but I have a father. I like the fact that he did it in a very, very gentlemanly way. So after Dorathy finished destroying Brighto's image on that particular episode, saying all manner of things, blah, 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 even insulted his phallus or whatever, they now got into another real life, because of course that reunion set is still not real life. They now came back into real life, and then Brighto took vengeance upon his hands, and then he went on to the streets of Twitter, and then he wrote that the reason why he did not acknowledge Dorathy the next morning after they did their deed was because by the time he woke up, he had a swollen manhood. How sad. He said he had a swollen manhood. And then, God forgive me, Shao, but even you wonder, I don't understand, how did that thing even happen, sir? Was it a suicidal attempt, or was it a murder attempt, or was it an attempt to cut off that manhood that was causing confusion between the two ladies? Because Brighto actually posted that on his Twitter feed, and then a lot of people were upset. In fact, that post attracted a lot of angry birds, because a lot of people were upset, and they were coming at Brighto saying no manner of trash, like, oh, Brighto, you are not bright at all. You are childish. How can you be very childish? How can you say that kind of thing? How can you say that kind of thing? Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I'm like, human beings of this world, we are our own problem. So we obviously watched the show. We saw what happened. We saw how how Dorathy said a lot of nasty things about Brighto, and just sat down there calmly taking all the insults, and he did not insult Dorathy back, because whilst he was talking, he was merely clearing his name, he was merely explaining himself, and then before you knew it, because he decided to get back at Dorathy by making that statement, for all I care, it might be true, it might be false, we do not know. Now, person will receive BJ. Now, if you tell us how the experience be, have you not be so? Oh, in other words, let me say it in English. It is the person that actually received the VJ that can confidently tell us, the witnesses, the spectators, how it felt, whether it was sweet or whether it was not sweet. And so Brighto came to give us feedback on his enjoyment galore, and then people got in their feelings. People were very, very upset, like, oh, Brighto, you're not bright. Oh, you're childish. Why would you act like that? I'm like, you people need help. you people need help. You people need therapy. I swear down. You people need help. Before I move on to the second most shocking revelation, let me go through your comments and see what you all are saying. So George Oshom said he should have said it on the reunion set. Why Twitter? Abi the fierce slap. No, come on, guys. You guys cannot look at it that way. I mean, of course, I am all for people saying things with their full chest, but then surely you think Dorathy would slap Brighto, and on a normal day, Brighto will sit down there and be watching? Listen, the only reason and the only thing that would make Brighto sit down calmly and not reciprocate that kind gesture of slap would be that he wants to retain his gentlemanly position. So I like what he did. I like the fact that Dorathy said all those things she said at him, all those aggression and everything, and he maintained his composure. He did not fire back at her. However, he utilized another weapon that he knew could get back at her. And then, guys, it's tit for tat. When you are insulting this guy on national television, We're talking about over 20 million people watching that particular episode and being a witness to all the trash she said. So compared to Twitter, I don't think Brighto did that much damage at all to Dorothy's reputation. So please, let's let that one rest. Okay? They are even. Yes, you do me, I do you. That was what happened. They are even now. Let me see your comments. Abioye Abraham said, saying that on Twitter was the best to do. Exactly. Yeah, trying to avoid the emotional Dorothy. Yes, so let her take it. Fakiri Anthony said both ain't mature. Yes, so if they're going to drag each other, like, they should drag each other with their full chest. Seni Salami said Dora was bitter and angry for exposing the BJ thing to Wathoni. Yes, of course. AB Love said Dorothy is a good pretender. She portrayed herself in the house to be a good girl. I don't move with people like her. I can imagine. Ashley Chooks is asking again, please, what did Brighto say on Twitter? You like Gisto. Anyways, he said that the reason why he did not acknowledge Dorothy the next morning, that's the morning after, was because he woke up with a swollen BJ. Like she almost removed his BJ. I hope you understand when I use the word BJ. I hope you understand what I'm saying. Okay, guys, moving on. Let's move on to the second most shocking revelation for me. Guys, the second most shocking revelation for me is that between Tolanibaj and Prince. We just heard this one last night, as a matter of fact. So, I need to brace myself with this one. Tolanibaj and Prince smashing outside the house in the hotel. That was quite shocking. Do you know why it shocked me, guys? It shocked me because number one, when hey God. Number one, hey God, I'm looking for how to say this thing properly because my head is scattered right now. So whilst they were in the house, as a matter of fact, right now I cannot say confidently who made the first move because Tolanibaj is claiming that Prince made the first move. A lot of us did not see that part. So maybe Kayode did not just show us when that was happening. But what we saw after whoever made the first move was Tolanibaj, always in Prince's company. Tolanibaj constantly wanting PDA from Prince. Tolanibaj wanting them to cuddle, wanting them to sleep in the same bed, wanting them to do some touching at night, wanting them to do a lot of things, basically wanting them to act and portray the perfect image of a couple inside the house. And anybody that's been listening to Prince's conversations from day one of the show would know that Prince had no interest whatsoever in doing stuff like that. It would have happened with Nengi because he kind of genuinely liked Nengi. But then it did not work out because he saw that Nengi was flirting with almost all the guys in the house. And so he lost interest in that and decided to focus on his game. And then because he decided to focus on his game, people said he wasn't loyal. It just goes to show that people's definition of loyalty is quite dicey. Very, very weird, very, very funny. And so, as I said, what we saw inside the house was Prince, just showing this, nah, babe, I'm not interested kind of attitude. Now, I want to retain my virtue. Nah, I don't want to do anything that's going to taint my name or my image. Nah, I don't want to be one of those guys that actually smash inside a reality TV show. And then when I come out, I have to come and be answering questions. It completely gave us the impression that Tolanibaj was literally forcing herself on him. And then when they got out of the house, so first of all, he said this, oh, I got out of the hotel, Tolanibaj came to me, and the first thing she did was she kissed me. After my people had shown me all the nasty things she said about me in the diary room. And then, fast forward to both of them now finding themselves in an hotel room, and then they smashed. So according to Prince, it's something that two adults do, and there was no strings attached. So I'm wondering, like, dude, if this girl was so repulsive to you, to the extent of you not wanting to have any kind of intimacy with her in the house, what now pushed you to have that intimacy with her outside the house? What changed? Because we know that most of these housemates, the best of the kind of people they see around them, the fine people, the sexiest, the hottest, is when they come out of the house. Because by that time, they would have gathered enough following, they would have gathered enough fans, They would have gathered enough admirers, just as Tolanibaj is bragging right now. I have men in the palm of my hands. That's what she's saying. She's a queen, this and that. So we were expecting that, okay, such a thing would happen. But then these people came out of the house as adults that they claimed to be, and then they got intimate because now they decided to try and act prim and proper. They tried not to act ratchet by not using the actual word. So instead, they had to use the word intimate. Guys, I never saw that coming. And then the part that really, really made me laugh was the part that Tolanibaj was like, oh, by the way, it was not sweet. I was actually disappointed. I expected so much, especially from a guy that carries muscles around. Okay, fine, sister. That is your own opinion because after all, you are the one that actually did the deed. Yeah, you're the one that actually did it. So we, the spectators, we cannot say because we're not the one that actually tasted what Prince gave to you. But sis, you came out of the house, you came out of that hotel room, you came onto the reunion show, and you're acting like a woman that is scorned. You're acting so upset. Listen, there's this saying that if you want to get a woman really, really crazy, give her some good loving, give her some good intimacy, and then start talking to other women. You will see the madness in her coming out. Guys, I felt like that was exactly what I saw last night. Portrayed by yours truly, Tolanibaj and Dorathy. So guys, as I said, I'm still trying to allow that information sink in. Like, how did they get there? Were they arguing? And then after arguing, they did some tough love and then they tumbled upon the bed and then it happened. How did it happen? Like, guys, I cannot picture it. I can't. Let me read your comments before I continue. Miriam said, Prince started giving Tolanibaj a little attention when Ibuka asked him one eviction night about it, but he didn't really like exactly, I believe. Amelia is asking, does Prido still exist? We should ask them because as I am right now, I don't know. Jessica Roberts is saying, Glory, you asked why Prince did the deed with T-Badge. Well, boy, but didn't we fire always? Plus, T-Badge is a safe option in the sense that she isn't a stranger fan. Yeah, very true, very true. Evelyn is saying, Glory, she offered herself to him. Probably. Favorite is saying T-Badge and Dorathy just wanted to be wanted by someone. They just weren't honest with themselves. Exactly. Now, another part that kind of shocked me was Dorothy's reaction to hearing that Lilo kissed Prince and then Prince actually smashed Tolanibaj. And then I'm wondering, Dorathy, why would you get so upset that you block him on all social media platforms? In fact, you blocked all mediums of communication between you and Prince, even to the point that his own brother, he used his brother's phone to send you a message just to talk to you, and then you blocked his brother on top of it. Guys, the only way a woman reacts that way is probably if she had gotten intimate with the guy and then she got to hear that, oh, ghosts of girlfriends past, they are coming to come and tap the thing that she was enjoying. Because it made me wonder, like, Dorathy, what actually went on between you and Prince? Oh, you people really like each other. Oh, you people travel to Kenya together. When you travel to Kenya together, what happened? Did you people travel to Kenya together as platonic friends? Or did you travel to Kenya together as friends with benefits? Or have you people been involved in a friends with benefits kind of relationship? Those are questions that a lot of people have in their minds because I don't understand. Let's say, for instance, now Glory Elijah has a lot of new friends, and I tell things to my friends. I open up about my secrets to my friends, and then they do not tell me about going back to their ex to smash their ex. And then when they tell me, why should it hurt me so much? The only way it's going to hurt me that way is if I have feelings for them and I feel like they betrayed me, because I feel like Dorothy completely overreacted. And this brings the question of what is going on with these two women. I'm talking about Tolanibaj and Dorathy, because whilst they were inside the house, we saw a completely different image of these two women. We saw them as very, very focused women. Not that they are not focused anymore. They are, by all means. I mean, they are doing great. They are securing the bags. They are building their empire. I am super proud of them. But whilst they were inside the house, people saw them as, oh, those women that are no nonsense. Those women that won't take bullshit. But then, unfortunately, it turns out that their Achilles heel outside the house is emotions. It's the need to be loved. It's the need to be wanted by the same man. And unfortunately, that man does not like them in the way that they want. You know what? I need to drink water for this one. Moving on to my third most shocking revelation from the Big Brother Naija reunion. It is Katrina smashing praise twice. According to Katrina, in our own words, by herself. She smashed him by herself. She wanted to teach him a lesson. She wanted to prove to him that she's a boss lady. And then she smashed him twice. Oh, the first time inside the house, that night that they were calling aggressive cuddling. That was the first time. Oh, and according to Katrina, I was really disappointed. You lasted for not more than 5 seconds. I'm like, wow. And then they got out of the house, and according to Katrina again, oh, the guy was calling me. He wanted to experience more after making his mouth inside the house that he could never have anything to do with Katrina. And then Praise had come out of the house, and Praise was calling her, WhatsApp video call, sending her WhatsApp messages, let's hook up, let's meet. And when they finally met, she made sure she napped him again to teach him another lesson. As exciting that sounds, that is the most ridiculous thing I've heard this year. Guys, that is the most ridiculous way to prove your self-worth to a man. Period. No, let me do it properly. Period. Guys, to be very honest, that is the most ridiculous way. So you want to prove to a man that, oh, you cannot just open your mouth and say that you cannot date me or you cannot be friends with me. So because you want to prove yourself, you decide to knock him. And guess what? You're not completely single. You are separated. Separation does not mean divorce, right? So you're separated, meaning somehow you're still partially married. And then the guy, he is in an engagement relationship. He has a fiance and he has a child as well. So it's not like both of you are completely single. So both of you just ended up fooling yourselves. How does that even make sense? Can someone just make it make sense to me? Because guys, I don't get it. I don't understand how Katrina reasons things. Yes, everybody is entitled to their own perception, their own opinion. But then you see this Katrina's own matter. My brain is shaking. Let me read your comments and see if somebody can actually give me an answer to that. Mataya said, I forgive them. That is our dearly beloved Kaisha. Look at me when they said, what a logo of a self-acclaimed boss lady. Like, sis, I am weak. Kwame said, Dora blocked Prince on all social media platforms because she got to know that Prince got intimate with T-Baj, kissed Lilo out of jealousy. Yes, out of jealousy. Jealousy is allowed, but then that was extreme. Let me see. God is winning. Thank you so much for your compliment. Faith Elijah said, so far, people that have displayed shamelessness in the reunion show is Katrina, T-Baj, and Dorathy. I agree with you 100%. Yes. Evelyn said Katrina was finished before she entered Bbnaija since her separation. I wonder. Paper Tape said this type of reverse psychology Katrina is pulling no make sense at all. Exactly, it does not make sense because, guys, there are different ways of getting back at people. Say, for instance, a guy is making statements like, I will never have anything to do with this woman because blah, 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 she's not my type. What me I'm going to do? I'm a very patient person. I will wait. I will wait till we get out of the house. Then I will make sure I build the biggest empire that guy has ever encountered in his life. I'll make sure I build an empire on his doubts. I'll make sure I build an empire on his ego. I will build my name. You see that boss lady? I will build it. It becomes very strong. You go choke the guy, restrict him airflow joy. I will make sure I secure so many bags. I will have that target to become one of the richest housemates from that season. Then when I am done, I will invite all the housemates to a housewarming party. Invite that guy, join. Then when he comes, I will give a speech. That's all these things I'm talking about, guys. Is if I have time, if I even remember the guys, because by that time I should be too busy securing my bags. But then if I remember, invite all the housemates, especially those people he had that conversation with. When I invite him, I will now give him a special shout out. In the presence of all our colleagues, I told him, guy, God bless you. It is because of your encouragement that I am who I am today. That is if you have time. But sis, for real, like what made Katrina feel that smashing praise was going to validate her point of being a self-acclaimed boss lady? Like, did she not realize that she just ended up selling herself cheap to praise? I mean, if praise decides that tomorrow I need to smash some other chick, he can as well go into the streets of Nigeria and he will catch somebody. Or he travels outside the country, he will catch somebody, because as far as I'm concerned, he has fans all over the place who are willing to open their legs for him. So Katrina, in other words, just turned herself into a desperate fan of praise. Period. I need to drink water for this one. All right, guys. Moving on. Let's talk about my I think this is the fourth, yeah. My fourth most shocking Big Brother Naija reunion revelation. This one, a lot of people might not take it to heart, but you know, I like investigations. I like digging deep into matters. So this particular one was the one that V, in the heat of a altercation between herself and Tolanibaj, she called Tolanibaj Aaron's babe. This is what we call jebele jebele. Jebele jebele. Okay, guys, look at how it all started, yeah? That was the particular scene where Tolanibaj actually threw a pillow at V. You know what? Let's play the video because I want us to hear it again by ourselves, how V said it to Tolanibaj. 1 second as I play the video. Woo! I swear, this gist is sweeting me. I swear, this gist is actually sweeting me. Oh, before I continue into this people's conversation, yeah, I completely forgot to play the video of the part where Katrina bragged about smashing praise twice. I think you guys need to hear it because for some weird reason, I love hearing her, you know, disgrace herself in that video. So let me just play it quickly and then we jump into analyzing the Tolanibaj being a Runs Girl part. Okay? 1 second. Oh Lord. Oh my God. Hey, hey. Oh Lord. Oh Lord. Oh Lord. Listen, yeah. If there's anything I have to give to this housemating, it's the ability it's the ability to make comedy out of all these serious revelations. I swear, because it's also funny. It's also funny. Like Jesus. You hear the bass goes like, okay, we've already talked about the Katrina's one. I just wanted you guys to see the seriousness on her face while she was seriously trying to defend herself as a boss lady. Okay, so now let's fast forward to V's allegation, because that's an allegation. I cannot say it's a fact because I don't know these two women to whom. I don't know them from Adam. The only place I know them from is from the screens of my television. And one could say that V calling Tolanibaj a runs girl is just a statement she made in the heat of the moment. On the other side, one could also claim that it could be partly true because if you watch the show very well, okay, let's forget about the show now. You talk about human beings. When you say something about someone, and it's like an allegation against the person, you're lying against the person, and that person, of course, knows that it is not true. What will that person do? The person will say, "Prove it." If you're sure that that is what I'm doing, if you're sure of what you're saying, call a name, mention a name, prove it. Guys, that's me. Oh. If you come and throw any stone in my face, I will tell you, call a name, prove it. If you cannot prove it, then shame on you. So I don't get it. You know, when V made that statement, Tolanibaj was like, "Hey, you uncle, you that you suck D for money," you know, that kind of thing. And then I love V's clapback. Like V's clapback could send any woman into depression. Period. It could send any woman into depression. She just looked at Tolanibaj and said, that the person's D that I'm sucking is sitting right behind you, and I suck it for free. You know when you think you're a ratchet and you meet somebody that is crazy ratcheter than you, if there's anything like that. That was exactly what happened. You know, that was quite shocking. That was quite shocking. And the reason why it was shocking for me is because since the second season of Big Brother Naija, now this is a very, very serious thing I want to talk about. Since season 2 of Big Brother Naija, remember season 1 is the one where we had Katung and Ebuka, and that was over, I think, like 10 years ago or 9 years ago. Now, since season two was the T-Boss Efe season. Season 3 was the CC, Toby, Alex, Nina season. Season 4 was the Tacha, Mercy, Ike season. And then season 5 is this lockdown housemate season. Now, from season 2, there's been several rumors and speculations. Some of them are confirmed, some of them are not confirmed. But there's been several speculations that the females, especially from the Big Brother Naija show, when they are inside the house, there are certain millionaires, billionaires that must have been fancying them, you know, from outside. So some of these rich men, sometimes women, they go as far as sponsoring their fan base to campaign and to throw in more votes for these housemates whilst they are still contestants on the show. Now, when they now come out, it is the duty of their managers. I'm just telling you the speculations that I've got. Some of them are confirmed, some of them are just mere speculations, but I just thought I should chip this in. That is why I found that thing that V said very, very shocking. Okay. Now, when these housemates now come out of the house, they are under, it is the duty of their management to let them know that whilst you were inside the household, whilst you were still a housemate, there was one rich chief, so and so, there was one business mogul, so and so, that gave us a sum of 10 million naira, 20 million naira to vote for you. So you have to go and visit that person and pay homage to the person. You have to go and show appreciation. If you guys are familiar with what I'm talking about, please drop the FSWGT mug in the comment section below right now. If you totally understand what I'm saying, just drop a teacup. Drop it, drop it, drop it. Let me see it. And hey, don't forget to give this video a huge thumbs up if you're enjoying the conversation so far. Like this video and let's continue. I want to see you drop your tea mug if you're enjoying this gist. Drop it like it's hot. Okay, so I'm not seeing the teacups dropping. No, Abba, are you tired? Come on, drop it, drop it, drop it, drop it, drop your teacups. Okay, guys. So as I was saying, now some of these housemates, some of them who believe that, oh yes, I want to build my reputation, I don't want any scandal or anything of some sort. Some of them, they refute the offers of going to go and visit some of these rich people, because at the end of the day, what happens is that some of these rich people, they let them know their interest in them. They tell them that, look, I like you, I want to be your sugar daddy, or I want to be your sugar mommy. That is how it goes at the end of the day. So some of these housemates, they fall for it. Yeah. Some of these housemates, they fall for it. Some of these housemates, they do not fall for it. So there was this particular female housemate that I swear that person gist, it full everywhere, it full ground. And it was plenty in Lekki because as at that time I was living in Lekki. So the thing full Lekki where like you go to a place and you jam one person, you go hear gist. So the thing was all over the place, like it was rampant. So I'm like, now wow, this industry not easy. And the gist going on at that time. So the gist going on at that time was that, hey God, most of these so-called rich people, they are the ones that actually sponsor the rich lifestyle of these housemates who have then turned ex-housemates. So they sponsor their lifestyles. They if they want to go on trips, they are the ones that actually give them money. Some of them would even be so lucky in quotes as to have met a billionaire. So when they want to travel abroad, these certain billionaires, they'll be the ones to pay for private jets for them, that kind of thing. And to be very honest, guys, it was just very, very rampant. So right now, to be very honest, I do not know if this thing is genuinely happening. The only way we can actually know if it is happening or not is if we hear the gist from their circle. And so that was why when V came up with that allegation, my ears were standing because that is not the first time I'm hearing that kind of gist. So my ears are standing on like, no way, Tolanibaj, you need to refute and counter back what V is saying if you know she's lying. You need to counter back. Because if she does not counter back, then trust me, she's going to be counted amongst the sugar babies that we have around here. So guys, that was why what V said qualified as one of the most shocking revelations for me. To be very honest, I still haven't gotten over it. I still have not gotten over it. Let me see your comments. Now, wow. Whoa. Yeah, Femi Bamidele is saying not only ex-housemates, actresses generally, or girls. Well, that one is actually some kind of speculations that we've been hearing around here as well. Some people are mentioning some people's names. I better go and not say it on my channel. They come and hear names. Anyways, guys, now that is that for me, and I felt like, listen, Tolanibaj should have countered what V said. Although she did not counter what V said, we don't know, Sha. Anyhow, way it be, we'll find out. There's nothing hidden under the sun, anyways. Now, for the final shocking revelation, more shocking revelation that I got from this Big Brother Naija reunion so far was Lucy and Kaisha's fight. See, if I catch the person that is always popping up all those adverts during the reunion, I go flog that person clean because it was just so frustrating that this is the part we've all been waiting for. Guys, do you remember I did a prediction video about what to expect for the Big Brother Naija lockdown reunion? I did a prediction video and I mentioned that there is every possibility that somebody is going to chop slap, that there will be a giver of the slap and there will be a receiver of the slap. And guess what? It's now happened. When I was supposed to beat my chest and say, oh, glory, once again, your prediction came to life. Somebody now came with their itchy fingers. When we're supposed to see how Lucy decked Kaisha's face, or how Kaisha carried Lucy and did Royal Rumble on top her head, wipe her waist for ground. We did not see all of that. They just came and brought adverts. It was so annoying. Guys, it was painful. But rumor has it that it seemed as though hey, these people, they had a very, very intense fight. Ebuka's shoe had a role to play. That is why I'm still saying that, listen, guys, I wish I could interview Ebuka's pair of shoes, that one shoe, because Ebuka said that his shoe had a huge role to play. So it was just very, very painful, but it was kind of expected. It was kind of expected because there's been a lot of tension brewing, the past few months before the reunion. People's tongues had been going loose on Twitter. Katrina especially. I'm even actually surprised that nobody had carried slap to Katrina, because the way she had been wagging her mouth here and there, wagging her mouth, you would expect that during the show, somebody's going to get up and deal with Katrina. But then, unfortunately, it turned out to be between Lucy and Kaisha. And to be very honest, I did not see that coming at all. Because if you remember, there was a certain video that circulated on social media about what's her name now? Lucy and Kaisha. They had used I don't know if it was an Uber they were driving or if it was their own car, and then the police stopped them on the road. Now, this was the same period when this NSAS thing was still very, very hot on the streets of Lagos. So the police stopped them, and Lucy was trying to talk calmly with the policemen. And Kaisha was raising her voice. Do you know who I am? Do you know who I am? You know, I did a video reviewing that, and I was like, no, you do not shout at authorities like that. You do not. So Kaisha was raising her voice, shouting, shouting. At the end of the day, I heard that they took those two people to the police station. I also heard that I think Lucy was, no, I heard Kaisha was bailed, but Lucy was left there. I don't know how that played out. I don't like carrying speculations though, but I don't know how that played out. But at the end of the day, nobody would have really expected that Lucy and Kaisha's relationship would go south like that. But then unfortunately it did. So I feel like there's still more to this story about Lucy and Kaisha fighting and beating themselves up on set. I really, really hope that before the end of the reunion, they are going to reveal all those things to us, because for real, we need to know what happened. We need to know who beat who, number one. We need to know who became the winner. We need to know. But seriously, guys, we need to know what happened. Anyways, these are my own analysis. There are some amazing individuals that are going to be joining me on set right now in the next 1 minute to have conversations about their own shocking moments. All these ones I have mentioned, they are my own shocking moments. So there's Dupe Omiwade, there's Favor Adadeji, there's Prince Paul. I don't know if these people are online right now. Please, as I mention your name, if you are online, please join this live stream right now. Please turn on your video as well, because we want to see your beautiful and handsome faces. So if you're enjoying this live stream so far, guys, please give this video a thumbs up. That is, press the like button of this video, and let's continue. So if I mentioned your name, please join this live stream, okay? These are the people that are ready to come and defend their faves, okay? So Dupe Omiwade, Favor Adadeji, Prince Paul, there's also Tosin, and who else? Yeah, I think basically those are the people. So if you guys are online, please come online. If you are not online, then I think I will have to drop the link in the comment section below so that we can have other people who are interested in having this conversation with me. So whilst I wait, I will be reading your comments. Yes. Okafor Gentipia said, Glory, you and Dupe, yes. Fake Elijah said, I want to finally see our beloved Dupe Omiwade. Yeah, so me too. I am looking forward to seeing Dupe Omiwade. Okay, please, Dupe Omiwade, if you are online, please come online. Or this is what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to drop the link in the comment section below right now. So whilst we wait for our guests who are supposed to be on this live stream originally, I can just be having conversations with you guys, because hey, everybody is amazing on here. So I'm going to drop the link to join in the studio right now. So can you guys see the link? Can you guys see the link? So can you guys see the link?
So this is Dupe.
Hi!
Hello! Yeah. So this is Dupe. Hello, family. Hello. WSG family.
Can you hear me? Okay.
I can.
Oh, you can hear me. Great.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Good afternoon, everyone.
Okay.
Good afternoon, Glo. It's been a fun moment.
Oh, you can hear me. Great. Please,
Can you hear me?
anything.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Glo. It's been a fun moment.
Oh, you can hear me. Great. Please, can you hear me? Or I don't know if you're using two devices. I think you're using your phone and your laptop. So can you put off one? Because there's an echo. Yeah. So if you put off one of your device.
Since my microphone is muted.
Okay.
Good.
Okay,
yeah.
so I think
Good afternoon, everyone.
yes. So please, I want to introduce you properly, please. Now, this introduction has to be special. Ladies and gentlemen, please let me officially introduce to you one of my longest standing subscribers, one of the most amazing humans on this channel. Listen, the beauty about our relationship on here is we've never met each other one on one, but the chemistry we have on this channel, it is mind blowing. She's been on this channel for as long as I can remember. She's on every single live stream. She's on every single video, commenting. Sometimes we do not agree, but hey, the relationship continues. Ladies and gentlemen, please make welcome Madam Omiwate.
Oh my goodness, this is good. It's so exciting to be here. FWSG family. This is I call it a global movement. Glory, you are doing amazing things, and
Thank
honestly, you just need to listen to some of your opinions about issues, and everybody will naturally be drawn to your person and your views. And I have to commend you on that. You are doing so well. This family is huge. I see people from all over the world, and it just feels good to see that you haven't gone anywhere. You keep saying it. You haven't gone anywhere, but you are everywhere in the world. So that's thumbs up for Glo.
Thank you.
So going back to our focus for the day, honestly, the whole what do you call it now? The whole reunion is shocking to me, and I have never seen, since you traced Big Brother, the history of Big Brother, and you traced the reunion shows that we've had in the past. I have never seen people with guts. That's one of my shocking moments. People with guts. They literally, women, ladies are just vocal. I haven't seen it in the history of Big Brother reunion show. Even when they have done some intimacies, they are adults, they're entitled to it. But you see them hiding. I mean, Bam Bam and Teddy, they hid all of the facts. Kafi and Gedoni, they hid the fact that they were intimate, and they kept it at that. Honestly, what my main shock is how vocal people can brag with content as this, and without knowing what the implication it might be on their personality. Because I see a set of people who were entirely different from what they were in the house.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry to link up now. I'm really, really sorry. What were people dragging Erica for? This lady hung up and came up. And on the contrary, we didn't know that a lot was going on behind the scene, and people were just quiet. They had us, permit me, they are entitled to do anything, but the fact remains that there is a way to to come up with all of these without getting too raw and too bold and bragging about it. It really won't speak going forward. That's my perception about your totality. You still represent a brand or some brands, you still hope to get some brands and endorsements, and then you don't want to behave as somebody who is going to be perceived in a different light. So my shocking moment is the kind of way ladies in particular were talking and talking with all beating their chest and say, yeah, I did this. So that's number one. Number two, honestly, I feel a lot is going on. That's the shock again that I have. I feel a lot is going on between Dorathy and Prince.
Prince, yes.
And they have
I think so.
agreed that they're going to keep it that way.
Yes.
We're not babies, we're all
You
adults.
saw much of
I,
them looking at themselves, right? So
they
that we
were
can look at that.
connecting. Honestly, they were connecting. Otherwise, if we all have friends, we all have friends that we relate with, we all have guy friends, and really, you don't have to take it to heart. Whatever is decided to not to share with you. So
Exactly.
their body languages were saying different things,
Yeah.
and their confession was saying different things. So I don't blame Tolanibaj for saying this and this and this. Now coming to Tolanibaj, see, she just sold herself for.
You
it's
have
such a
to be
sorry,
first.
it's such a sorry case for Tolanibaj, because I wonder somebody gave you that much of repellence, resistance in the house, and you see how the effrontery to carry yourself to be used to have intimacy with this guy. A guy doesn't have anything to lose in intimacy scenarios. I tell you, ladies have more pain when it doesn't work going forward. So she sold herself for a penny. And
Yes.
you can now begin to use rascality in the definition of a bad whatever she's calling herself to get yourself back because you sold yourself. This guy gave you all it takes. Number one, you are a second option. That should caution her. You are not the first attraction to this guy. It's like, okay, I just need to glue someone. That was why you came on. And if
Yes.
she's that smart, that as she claims, she should have played her card well, especially with somebody like Prince. Honestly, I know that guy is full of all sorts. When they came, it is just in 1 week that I analyzed all I am seeing, and I told a few people around me. So I am particularly not taken aback with what I'm seeing because I am a psychologist. I have seen a lot that they are not saying, and so I have seen the much that that they will be able to bring forth.
And
All
you've
the
seen
jokers
their
they gave,
insecurities, right? You've seen them
yes,
projecting their insecurities.
all they did in the house, Glow, is just because they need to behave. Permit me to use that word. They need to behave because they need people to sign them on and to keep them in the show.
Yeah.
So basically, they are a bit made now. They may not totally need people, so they can come out in their true shell. So this is all what I am seeing in it. Now, Wathoni, honestly, I don't know what is wrong with Wathoni. Sometimes she has, sometimes she can be a good girl. Sometimes she has good, like you analyze, she would have, if it's somebody else, she would have just sold out Dorathy and that would have messed her up.
Yeah.
But she was able to get matured enough to keep that. At the same time, Wathoni is not mature. She doesn't know how to handle or present things. And one thing that shocked me is people who are vocal among them, people who can speak, people can dare, they will win, supposedly, because they are expressive. Wathoni is not in that class to express.
Yeah.
He doesn't know a good approach. He doesn't have the comportment and courage of approach. It's quite different from somebody like Dorathy, So
True.
that is playing against her. And if you know that you are that weak, just remain. Don't hold on to people bashing you back and forth, and you are just not sensitive to the fact that you don't have a game to play right in this context. That is it. Now, for Katrina, that girl is, I don't know. I honestly, I'm still looking for a right word to describe Katrina. Katrina, she's that smart. And she can flip into anything. I will analyze that on two, and I will just give the floor to people to speak. Now, look at the way she quickly called someone who can link up with praise to say, no, it is an aggressive cuddling. And we all were confused. What exactly is aggressive cuddling? What exactly is what does this lady mean? And sensitive people know that for them to use two words the same way, there must have been there must have been a connection. But we were all wondering how. because really, she really didn't have a direct access. But it takes a smart girl to say, okay, let me use somebody else to play this card. That's number
Yeah.
one. Now look at the second phase of Katrina, who has been bold, attacking this person, giving receipts and all of that. Look at the way she broke down with Lucy. Oh my goodness. I couldn't get it. Honestly, I couldn't get what she was playing. Unfortunately, she was playing with a wrong person who has no flat emotions. Permit me, I might not be sounding right on Lucy or fair on Lucy, but Lucy cannot be patronized with something like that. So that wasn't working. If it's somebody like, let me say, Nengi, she would have been easily bought. Oh, I'm sorry. And they will exchange a hug and it will deceive each other. And then they will think things are going. But even when Lucy apologized, she was flat on her emotion. I cannot be bought. This is what I feel. This is what you should have done, and all of that. So it is honestly very, 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 very interesting show. Now, I'll pull in V. That's somebody who has evolved and who has understood what people can make you to be. The V we saw in the house is honestly what the person we are seeing. That time that what's her name? Tolanibaj threw pillow. If it is the V of the dead house, hell will come down. But she was able to manage it and she's earned so much. And I think that is the way they should all go. That's the route they should all go, because you still need to continue your life after the house, after the reunion. Forget the fact that there's another show coming up, Big Brother, another season will come up, and new sets will come in. But there are some housemates who have consistently been relevant. So, example of them is Bisola. Bisola is how many seasons now? She's a very, very relevant. And focus and comportment will help them a great deal. Thank you very much for this opportunity to speak my mind. I really appreciate it.
This is why I'm so excited you are on here, because I knew that coming from the perspective of a professional, you will be able
Yeah.
to analyze these houseways the perfect way. Like there is no better word than the words you have used. And I love
Yeah.
what you said about V as evolved. And there's something
Yeah.
also I noticed about V with reference to what you said about Bisola also being relevant to now. If you notice, V found her calling in presenting.
Yeah.
And she knew that for her to thrive in that industry, she needs to be scandal free. Look at Bisola. Bisola was almost dragged to the mob
Yeah.
irrevocably by Teen Tall Twins.
Biting
You see, that
totally.
guy almost destroyed her career. Bisola, I did a background check with Bisola. Bisola has been fighting her way to get into the entertainment industry for many years, over 5, 6, 7, 10 years. If you see Bisola's first video being a red carpet school, Bisola was looking like one tiny Glory Elijah. But she was consistent in building her career, and then she got into the house. And of course, we are human. Things not only appealed to her. She fell for the guy. When she came out, so many scandals. But guess what? She went into hiding, brushed herself, and came out blazing hot. And now I heard rumors that she's engaged to someone, and I'm
Yeah.
really happy for her. But she has successfully touched upon different areas in the entertainment industry. And one interview I saw, she said her dream is to find a name, winning an Oscar, and in the Hollywood Walk of Fame. It can happen. Nobody has monopoly on success. She
Exactly.
can get it because she's consistent. And I feel like that is exactly what V is trying to do. Look
Trying
at
to
her;
do.
she's one of the uncles. Besides, what's her name? This lady from Ebony Life TV. I can't
Uh,
remember her name. For this
oh God.
trophy extra style, you know, she's on track, and she has built her self confidence. And as you said, be in the house. Look at the way she almost beat up Wathoni that 59. If not for Biggie's rule, almost she would beat
Yeah. Yes.
she would beat
Exactly.
Wathoni. So I was really sad. It felt like some of the guys they went to schools of etiquette before the reunion and came to the show. But some of the women they threw away their home training, all in the
Exactly.
name of I am woke, I am an independent woman. And that was my major concern. This show we have children as young as 13-year-olds watching it. So you have to be
True.
careful the kind of perception you want to, plant in their mind. Some young
Mhm.
girls now will look at that and they'll say, oh, that is how a boss lady should act. That is not
True.
how a boss lady should act. And another thing I noticed, I'm sorry, but this might sound out of place, but this is what I noticed because I watch a lot of foreign reality TV shows. All those Sweet Housewives of Atlanta or Beverly Hills. I noticed
Mhm.
that Tolanibaj and Dorathy, they were trying to bring that vibe on here. It doesn't work
It don't work enough. It may not work in Africa.
at all. It doesn't work.
It may not work.
It doesn't work. But one other question I have to ask you is, what do you think? What do you think about what happens between Lucy and Kaisha? Because people are saying that, oh, Lucy was attacking Kaisha's mom, though I did not see it that way. But what do you think? Do you think that Lucy clamping back at Kaisha after Kaisha threw a pillow at her, do you think it was justified?
Actually, Kaisha must have looked for that slap. But I also want she set herself up for that beating, honestly. And it is just if you look at all the clips we've heard about Kaisha's altercation with people, you refer to one now with the first man. I don't think she's matured enough to know how to state a case.
Hmm.
It almost happened if Neo had been a girl, they might have fought also. See, when you are in a situation like that, especially when someone says, even if you have a receipt and somebody says, I did not think so, I didn't think this is what you saw. I think that you can pull it to an extent, just rest, especially because you can't, these are all adults, you can't force anything on them. Okay, what in particular will you gain? It was an error that could not permit her mom or persuade her that she will arrange another boat cruise for the mom. Honestly, that for me, I won't expose my mom to that such. These are for my friends. I have to
Hmm.
give respect to my mom. So that foundation was faulty. Now, meeting a group of people who um, could not understand why your mom was there. The woman meant well. She loved someone and she wanted to, and this is the response. Sincerely, because you have exposed her to some kind of platform that was not right for her. You can't be in a right place at the wrong time or be in a wrong place at the right time and vice versa. So they should have just rested the matter. She shouldn't have revisited it because mummies are high up. You don't want
Hmm.
to pull your family into it. And whereas errors have been made, then manage it the way it is. She should have just kept quiet and not bring this in. You don't use such points to get attention or to get vindicated or
Hmm.
verified. So that was an error move. Now, I think what we saw, Lucy had a build up for Kaisha.
Hmm.
It was a build up for she's built up all of this over time. And
Hmm.
you remember she kept saying, you told me a lot of things about Kaisha and sorry about Katrina. I don't want to say it. I want to
Hmm.
believe that Lucy knew what she told Kaisha.
Yes.
And the best way to shut her mouth that is running anyhow is to destabilize and to scatter the environment. So that was a good strategy to shut her down. Yes, you may say, you may say Katrina may not bother, but it will be on record. This is a show
Hmm.
that if you want to pull it out in the next 10 years, nobody knows where their friendship can get to or lead to. They seem
True.
to be good together now, but anything
Hmm.
on internet stays forever. So if
True.
this guest starts spilling like every other one of them was spilling things, then it is kept somewhere. The
Hmm.
day that knot will lose on Katrina to say, okay, this is what Kaisha said you said about me. Lucy may not be able to clean herself. So I think
Hmm.
because your mom is not a fruit, does not justify a slap. I mean, the action and reaction was it was tilted to one side. That doesn't really justify. I was just wondering, people have insulted themselves more in the show. People have faced themselves with high altercations on the show. It didn't
Hmm.
justify get up and cross did a 180 or 360-degree crossing to go and start beating somebody.
Yeah.
Now, again, Lucy knows that she's full of energy. No girl can match her energy in that place. She also knows that she's senior to most of them, so she knows that she will beat anybody silly. Even the man. So Kaisha should have understood. I mean, if not that the fact that there are rules in Biggie's house, Lucy would have slapped and given some people beating in the house.
She would have beaten Nengi.
Yes. I don't know what, honestly, I don't know what gave this girl a boldness that, okay, Tolanibaj threw pillow to what's her name, to what's this girl's name now, to V, and she sat down, and then Lucy will sit down, especially when she's built up a lot for you. She's built you up, and she just need a little trigger to pounce on you. So the girl really walked her way into that beating, and it's such a sad story. Going forward,
Kaisha is rude on all levels.
Yes.
Now, beginning from her mom's part, Kaisha disrespected her mom first. But unfortunately, she's not mentally, she's not emotionally developed to that level where she would understand that there is a thin line between you being friends with your mom and trying to make your mom be friends with your colleagues. There's no way that should happen. Your mom should remain on that high pedestal of being a parent, even if she's friends with you. Because if you check Kaisha's socials, you see that she and her mom, they have a very close relationship. They travel together, they dress together sometimes. The other one, the mom gave her a plot of land or amen as a gift. They are very cool. But then you need to understand that you've lived in the same mansion with these people for 3 or 4 weeks. So by now, you know that some of them should not be in close contact with your mother. Because you weren't even on good terms with everybody in the house from the beginning. You know, so her coming to come and even try to shut down people, and that's another thing that you notice. She feels like whenever she's talking, nobody else should breathe.
They should listen.
They should and then when they are talking, she doesn't listen. She's interrupting them because it's frustrating.
Yeah.
To be very honest. So I, like you rightly said, I swear that slap was waiting for her from before the reunion. And she got it on. Anyways, let's talk about Ozo and Nengi. No, sorry, Kiddwaya and Nengi's toilet scenario. So a lot of people, you've seen the war going on in the comment section of my videos. People have been saying, "Glory, Kiddwaya was only unbuckling and Nengi's microphone." Blah, blah, blah. I asked some questions. I said, one, Nengi knows who has affection for her in the house. She knows that Kiddwaya has something with Erica. She knows that Ozo has something for her. And if you notice, every Saturday night party, Nengi will not allow Ozo dance with her. She will run away. But she will dance with every other person. But see the way Nengi and Kiddwaya dance erotically on that dance floor. Alcohol was involved. Nengi was high. Both of them, they were in the mood to do something. There was an intention. So they went to the toilet together. There was an intention. That's how I feel. You know, I felt like they saw that. And then she heard footsteps and she ran off. And then if I were to be friends with someone like Ozo in the house and I want to unzip my jumpsuit, who would it be that would take in? Wouldn't it be Ozo? You know, so what's your own perspective about that? I mean, that's the way I feel.
Yes, I'll start from that, your last comment. Even if, because she makes one comment, if I'm into you, I try to avoid you because I don't want things to happen. Even if she's not linking up with Ozo for that purpose, she has that strong relationship with Laycon. I was expecting somebody like Laycon because there's nothing Laycon did not touch on her. So I was expecting somebody like Laycon to to do that kind of function that Kiddwaya was asked to do. Now, they set themselves up also from the dance floor. They were high. They've been dancing honestly, in a way that you know that if these people have a platform, they will fall into something. See, alcohol did a lot of injustice to these ladies and guys. And honestly, I believe that under that influence, if not that Neo and Ozo were coming, these people might do something. I mean, how long does it take to zip somebody up or zip it down? Even if you have got there, you drag him, okay, turn my back, do my zip, and then you move. But they stayed a while. They stayed a while. It wasn't immediately. They stayed a while. They faced each other. I don't. Nobody knows what they were talking. It might not be in a clear high. I tell you, it might not be on a clear high, and it might be aqua playing as they have claimed. But there are a lot of things that would have gone wrong or gone on between the two of them. Thank God that these people walked in. Now, people were saying, why the corridor? Yeah, that would be the hideout, so to say, because if you are in the main lounge, anybody coming in will just see them. And then Erica will come after her with fire and brimstone. Erica
And
already
they know
suspected.
that whenever they start to like parties,
Yes,
the camera is
yes.
focused at the party venue.
Yes, the camera is far inside the party and nothing will be going on. Unfortunately, there are cameras everywhere. How did we get to have this receipt? They should have been foolish to think everybody's attention. The camera is everywhere in the house, even when there are no activity. That's why we even have this receipt in the first place. So I believe that they were meant to do something. It might not be on a clear high. Good enough, these people walked, or maybe they heard footsteps and she ran. And then look at the way she was now, patronizing Ozo.
Her
That's
body
ordinarily
language,
her body language. I know she was tipsy, yes, she was tipsy, but that was strange to Ozo that cannot even hold her hands.
Yes,
So that was
exactly.
suspicious. That look, this girl is trying to be smart, even when
Yes,
she's all tipsy. She's trying to be
yeah,
smart, not to lose Ozo on that note. She doesn't care if she loses Ozo, but she doesn't want to lose Ozo on that note of maybe
yeah.
flirting. Now, Kiddwaya really doesn't. I don't think Kiddwaya lost her to have anything to do with her,
No.
but they are in the same kind of deal, and that is flirting around. Honestly, they
Yes.
were just to flirt around each other. And remember, there was a time Kiddwaya said, I think you should flirt, just use your
Oh
whatever you
yes,
have
no. Yes,
to
no.
flirt around these guys. And
Remember
I
now
remember that,
when she was
I
telling Kiddwaya about Otto and Prince's interest in her, and Kiddwaya was
mhm.
telling her that if I were you, if I were a woman, this is what I would
Yes,
do. In fact,
exactly.
I remember specifically Kiddwaya asked her, what is Otto's weak point? And she said Otto likes TDA. So what is
Yes,
Prince's weak point? Prince, like, I can't remember. So Kiddwaya told her
yes.
that anytime Otto is sitting down, walk over his head, kiss him on the neck.
Honestly, they have a very, very close link. And the two of them played amnesia. They're doing little. I'm telling you, those people, the two of them were real experienced characters. They
Yes,
were using, they were connecting even when people were not seeing what their
true,
connection is. And
true.
when Ebuka will ask Kiddwaya, what does he feel about Nengi's action? No point at all will Kiddwaya say, "Oh, this is what she's doing." She will always say something that will favor
Nengi,
what's her name? Nengi,
Nengi.
right?
Yeah.
She will always say something that will favor Nengi. I tell you, they are just she's just a perfect girl for the kind of life that Kiddwaya likes to
Exactly.
live. A freelance where you're available, let's match, and then we'll go. Everybody parts with no offense, nothing is recorded, that kind of thing. So I
Exactly.
believe that toilet scenario was meant to be more than that. And again, it is what this DSTV and Coyote wants us to see that we
That
are seeing. Because honestly, all these shocking moments was happen. Some of them happen right in the house. We didn't see this much of the way they are
yeah,
saying it. So if they've shown us that bit, maybe it's to just protect them. Maybe it's to
yeah.
just protect, especially for Kiddwaya. I believe that Kiddwaya has some kind of soft spots from whatever is playing out in DSTV. Maybe because of from my family. I honestly don't want to be very specific, but he seems to enjoy some kind of protection about this person.
You
So
know,
they
so
may not have shown us,
there was also
they
this
may not have.
conversation in some of my videos that some people were arguing that, oh, Glory, DSTV multi-choice, they were not fair to Erica. They were only showing what Erica was doing. And then these people
Mhm,
were hiding. And it throws me back to what you said from the beginning, that
mhm,
these people did a lot, but they were
mhm.
hiding. And if you notice, some of the atrocities they put that they committed, they did it late at night when most of the other housemates were sleeping. So people did not even know what they did.
Many people didn't know.
But I felt like Erica and Kiddwaya's part, on the other hand, they wanted to be seen. I don't know if you noticed that. There's a difference between you being free and you wanting to be seen. I felt like Erica and Kiddwaya, they were right there in the camera's eye. Because after, you remember the part where they got their, what do they call it? Their strike, and Biggie was showing video and stuff like that. And then there was this speculation on Twitter that, oh, one of the people that worked in DSTV, one of the camera guys was like, if you see the kind of things these people did, that they were not even ashamed, they were not doing something to do it, they were doing it out there. So it will make you wonder, like, okay, so these people were actually trying to protect themselves. I mean, at least there's a duvet. You could have done it under the duvet. But if you notice, most of the PDAs that they were displaying in the house, it was mostly public.
Yes.
So what's your say about that?
I think Erica, that's her personality. She likes PDAs. I think she's also trying to establish something because she understands the chemistry of Kiddwaya. What do I mean? Kiddwaya, if you allow him, will flirt around all the girls. Erica wants to establish the fact that this is my territory. You cannot go there.
Does not want that establishment.
Kiddwaya doesn't want that. But Erica needs to tell them consistently that this is my space. You cannot cross. So all of those things you see might have been exaggerated. She likes all those touching, but it might have been exaggerated because ladies were just eyeing Kiddwaya. Forget the fact that they were not in love. It's a lie. Kiddwaya, in the first week, stylishly, unknowingly, showed how weighty he is. Every girl in this contest will be attracted to him. He's not a bad, he's very good looking. And then with that kind of asset, nobody have had in the history of Big Brother some kind of personality like that, who can fly in on a private jet with how much? He was calling figures. I mean, these ladies are on this show to make money. So if they cannot get the money from Big Brother outlets, they say use what you have to get what you want.
Exactly.
So, honestly, Kiddwaya, he's not a bragging guy. He didn't want to show, but some of his comments, like Kaisha said, was really leading to how big this guy is, and everybody will go there. Regardless of they want to get attracted to him. So I tell you, Erica, all the PDS he was doing might have looked so much more than expected. She was trying to prove a point that I say this guy belongs to me, especially when he's not that committed. Kiddwaya was not that committed to her. She was demanding for commitment. Kiddwaya was not ready. Unlike somebody like maybe Neo and V, you can see that regardless of all the petty fights and food fights they were fighting, they have themselves. Everybody knows that these people are together. They are connected. Kiddwaya has no commitment to anybody.
Yeah,
so
and
the only way Erica honestly can prove to these ladies whose eyes were right on Kiddwaya is you cannot go there. This man belongs to me, and continue consistently to push it on their faces that if you cannot get it in your brain, your visual aid or whatever you have seen, she will register something to you that we are close and you cannot come near. Remember also, remember also that there is, in as much as Laycon is not prominent, there is a Laycon factor at the background that is already pissing Erica off. And she really wants this guy, if you cannot stop, get it to you that my mind, my soul is with someone. We can only be friends. So Erica might be playing two cards here. One directly from her hand to Kiddwaya, the other one maybe, I'm not really definite, to tell Laycon that, look, if you don't get it, I belong to somebody else. And this is what she was doing. So she might have exaggerated PDAs, but that honestly is the thing. And you can't rule out the fact that that's Erica's personality. Even maybe we can't rule out the fact that that's her personality. I don't know her before the show, and I don't even know her either. So, but if you see, you can't role play for too long unless she's acting. She's an actor. Unless she's acting, or you cannot also rule out the fact that she might be acting to get our facts straight. She might be acting. All we saw, she might have just acted. But why I said that she may not totally be acting is the fact that even after the show, with all the much, there was still this link with Kiddwaya until she convinced herself that this guy doesn't want commitment. So let me define my space. So that's what I think is happening in Kiddwaya and Erica's issue.
Even in
Nengi,
we don't even know. We don't even know
Nengi,
because once in a while we
exactly.
hear that they are cut off somewhere.
Exactly, yeah, somewhere, and they are still somehow friends, which is okay. Now, for Ozo, I believe that Ozo was not saying the truth. Ozo is petty. He can tell you he's not petty. Ozo is very, very petty. You don't blame him. He is a guy growing among girls. He's the only boy that, when you find a guy growing among many girls, especially siblings, and they are very close, there's no maturity, there's no exposure. All that guy will be thinking will be feminine virtues. And that was what played out in Ozo's way of handling Nengi's matter. Unfortunately, he was dealing with a very, very hot girl that has so much experience that he has nothing to match with. He has nothing to match with at all. Honestly, Ozo has nothing to match Nengi with. He doesn't have the background, doesn't have the experience, he doesn't have the exposure, and lots more. So the only way he can do it is the way he was doing it. And also that was what played against Laycon. No experience at all.
Yeah.
If it is hot guys, they will handle the situation better. So for all the much that Katrina said, I tell you, it might be true. I believe she might have added to it too, but I believe that Ozo wasn't telling the truth. Maybe now that yes, he was trying to protect his name, but he was speaking more than he was trying to. People were saying more than he was trying to say. He wasn't. He didn't tell the truth outright. And if you see the white party, that last party, we all were like, man, what is going on? Even before the end of the party, and Nengi broke down. Everyone who watched that party will know that, oh no, Ozo is set to do something. Either that his family has spoken to him, I mean, be a boy now or be a guy now. How can you be a woman rapper like this? That kind of thing. They might. Honestly, I watched it. I stood by my television that day, and I'm like, wow, this guy has just killed this girl. This guy has just killed this girl. And true to it, in a few seconds, Nengi broke down and could not be consoled.
That right?
I said yes.
All our defensive mechanisms.
Honestly,
everything just crumbled down.
Yeah, and I said yes.
Nengi was weak.
Honestly, and I said go Mets. Also scripted this well and scored. That was it.
That day I knew for real that Nengi was just weak. She was just trying to show that she's very emotional. And I also feel like Ozo is still trying to get Nengi outside the house, and he's being extremely careful because he has seen how successful she has grown. He has seen the fact that she has a lot of people already. The other day she went to London, somebody bought her for millions of pounds worth of jewelry. She's living at this. I feel like Ozo is the deeply, like, he's this kind of guy that once he's inside something, he's next. So I feel like him, shying away from the truth of what he connived or conspired with Katrina is just trying to let Nengi know that my heart is still open for you. Don't go anywhere.
Don't spoil my show.
No, for real. Honestly.
You know what?
I'm trying to drop the link. So
that other people can talk. Yes. The last before you drop it, please. Honestly, I don't like Tochi stand at all. That I will say more. Just let's close it like that. Thank you for the opportunity.
Tell us your thoughts about Tochi before you go, please.
Oh my goodness. How can a man be this rash? How can a man not have respect for himself? He's nosy into some things that are not your business. A guy in the way he was trying to portray himself will not do what is too childish.
Yeah.
It's too radical. It's not a gentleman that he looks. Otherwise, how do you exchange words and trade words with ladies regardless? It doesn't make any sense. So
The arrangement
you don't prove
is not
your masculinity. Yeah, you don't prove your masculinity on ladies. It's not gentleman like. I will just close it like that. The guy is not too refined. He's not too refined. I'm sorry.
but Azusa is just trying to be nice to Tochi. She wants to see the way it is, I
No,
swear.
the guy is not. He's not nice at all. He's not
Nah.
nice. He's not
I
nice.
felt like he was just being unnecessarily nosy because all the
Yeah.
things he was coming against Wathoni for and Kaisha
Yeah.
for,
And like,
if you look at it, he was not even involved in
not
any
at
of it.
all. Not
So
at
you're
all.
trying to fight, and that was what he did in the house. He was giving the
Mm.
impression that Kiddwaya is his best friend. When the brother of the house, Kiddwaya did not acknowledge him as the best friend.
As this, not at all.
Yes. And don't
Mm.
forget that all these housemates, each of them individually, before the
Mm.
shift, they had a lifestyle, they had a
Mm-hmm.
crowd, they had a circle.
Mm-hmm.
So you do
Mm-hmm.
not think that whatever people shared in the house, they will come and abandon their original circle just for you. It
And
doesn't
then
work
for
that
you
way. You
at
know,
all.
so on the reunion
Yeah.
show, I noticed that Tochi was saying all those crap just because he wanted to find favor in the eyes of Kiddwaya all over again. And it did not
Yeah.
work because Kiddwaya was like,
No,
I'm cool with Katrina.
at all. Mm-hmm. And I like that response. I like
I
that
loved it.
response.
I
I
loved
really
it.
like that response.
I just
Mm-hmm.
embarrassed himself for real.
Mm-hmm.
He just did.
Mm-hmm.
Madam Dupe, thank you
Yes.
so much. In fact, I
Thank
really
you.
appreciate like I can see you're in the office. I know you're very busy. So thank you
Yes.
so much for coming to
Thank you.
enlighten us from the perspective of the psychologist. Thank you so much. God bless you. We hope to
Thank
have you on here again.
Thank you
Enjoy
for
the
the
rest
opportunity. Thank you, everyone. Good
of
to
my
have you
pleasure.
around.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. All right, guys. Wow, that was quite refreshing. That was, and this is why I love doing this with every one of you. Before I continue, let me just quickly drop the link. If there's anybody that wants to join this live stream right now, because some people indicated interest, and I don't know why. They probably missed the timing or they are engaged with something else. So for the next few minutes, if you want to come on live with me right now, I'm dropping that link. Click on the link and come on, join me. Um, join me on the live. I think I'm having Tosi come on right now. Tosi is another amazing human being. Tosi, if you can hear me right now, please come on this live stream, okay? We're looking forward to having you quickly. So whilst we wait for the next person, let us read your comments. Okay, everybody is thanking Madam Tupe. Thank you all so much. Thank you, Madam Tupe. I think I have someone. Hi!
Hello.
Hello!
Hello. Good
What's
evening.
up? Good evening.
Oh, I didn't know you're going to accept her, but yeah.
Why would I accept you? Who am I? And then what's up? It's a still a thing. Come on.
Oh, thank you so much. How you doing, Gloria?
Thank you. Can you tell us your name, introduce yourself, and tell us some of your most shocking moments, or shocking revelations from the reunion so far?
Okay, my name is Imaka, and yeah, I've been following you since you started commenting on the Big Brother show. I think from Tasha
Mm.
set, and then
Oh,
you commented.
really?
Yeah, then you. I just loved your videos. They're very detailed and
Thank you.
unbiased. So
Thank
yeah,
you.
about this reunion, it just goes to show that I wouldn't necessarily blame the crew, the production crew of Bbnaija, because you can't possibly show everything happening in
True.
the house.
True.
But it also goes to show that we can't know, like as a viewer, entirely everything that happens in the house.
True.
That is why a reunion like this is very important.
Mm.
And what really shocked me is I mean is the uncouthness of most of our ex-housemates, right? Not,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm all for saying your truth, owning your truth, but if you're aggressive, if you if they have to bleep your words, your sentences, I mean, there's a problem. You can convey your you can convey your thoughts. Oh, yes, I did have, maybe I did sleep with him. You do not have to use very crude words, right? And then another thing I did notice is that um so I wasn't just they don't how is it that you people go on your comment section and act all nice and stuff, and then we think you guys are cool, and then the reunion we are surprised. Yeah, I mean, it was just I don't know. And then another thing I want to talk about, I don't know, I'm just all over the place, right?
No, I'm
Is that
feeling the way you're shocked right now. This is the same way I am constantly shocked when I'm watching the reunion show because they take me
yeah,
unaware. The same way you're saying, these people were nice on social media and then they are coming on the
mhm,
reunion show and we're hearing a lot of madness. What's going on? So you
yeah.
are right on track. I can relate.
Okay, so another thing is how Dora this minute she says she wasn't
Oh, I think you're
feeling
net.
this one. The next
Okay.
minute she's
Ah,
not feeling this one. But you're in every triangle, right? Calling me. So someone was calling me. Sorry about that.
okay,
So
okay. I was wondering about your network.
okay, yeah. So I'm saying Dora
Whoa. Okay.
so sorry. So sorry. Oh my god, so sorry.
That's fine.
I
But
don't think
this is
Dora
fine.
was okay. I don't think Dora was entirely honest on the show. That's I don't know. That's to me my personal opinion. She wasn't entirely honest, and Tolanibaj needed closure, and she should have got that, or she should have sought that before the reunion, because the reunion wasn't going to give her that. And even if it did give her that, it was not going to be a safe space. And maybe she didn't understand that. She wanted to come as bad, as the bad, yeah, as the baddie that she thought she is. But it surprised her. The tables turned the other
Yeah.
way, right? So I don't know. I hope she actually gets the help. She needs help. She actually does need
She
help.
does.
I hope I
Mm.
hope she gets the help that she deserves. And Katrina should have stayed long on the show, because what's all this tea? Katrina with the tea.
I,
What?
I
No,
swear
no.
down. You see all this action that Katrina is giving us on the reunion. I was crying.
Yeah,
I'm like, why did you stay to the end of this show? I swear everyone was
yeah.
being wild. Wow.
She should
Should have
have.
been
I think I think one thing that actually shot her in the foot was choosing a complicated name. The three there. She should have just gone with Kate. She should have just gone with Kate.
okay, you know
She should
what?
have.
You know what? I think
Yeah.
you should attend to your calls and your guests because I can
Okay.
see a
Okay.
lot is going on.
Mm,
And then please come back, okay, so that we can have other people on. I'm actually feeling your
okay.
vibe,
Of course.
and please make sure
Of
you come
course.
back.
Of course.
All right. So I'll
All
catch
right.
you later.
Thank you.
Thank
All
you.
right. Thank
I can
you.
see two amazing people. One of them I cannot see her face. Please, can we see your face? Grace us with your beauty. Please, show your face.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. Hi, Glory. Hi, everyone.
Oh my
Hello.
God, oh my God, imagine. Looking all olive and green. And then there's a mustard yellow. Oh, I caught you.
Sorry, I'm making my hair. I just wanted to join
Oh,
your live
thank
stream.
you so much.
I'm actually streaming from Thailand.
Oh, nice. Good to have you on here.
Yeah, thank
You're
you.
welcome. Please
Mhm.
continue doing your hair. We love the view. But just stay here. Don't go anywhere because you have to talk. Okay? Don't go anywhere. All right? So that you don't get disconnected. Sisters Talk TV. I presume you also have a YouTube channel. So, guys, please, after this live stream, make sure to check her out. And, sister, can we see your face?
Oh yes, I'm not really like, but so I wanted to come in to talk about. Sorry, I have my headphones on.
No, that's fine.
Um, so I wanted to come in. I wanted to talk about also. I know like this whole like the Katrina when she made a revelation to like everybody about what Ozzo was doing. You know what? It got me kind of thinking about what Lucy said about Ozzo in the house. How she felt like Ozzo was playing a game. Maybe Ozzo is the one that's been playing a game. And I feel like I think it is true. I feel like Ozzo has been playing a game this whole time. Like he's acting like, oh, like he is this, you know. I'm sure he is very, very sweet, but he's very like he's playing the emotional game to the whole viewer. And I had to really think about it. I was like, you know what? Like Lucy was kind of right because after Katrina revealed this, it makes sense that also was playing a like an emotional game, like the emotional card to us viewers. So that's one thing I have to say about also. And the next thing I have to say is about Tolanibaj. Um, I know the whole thing with her and Prince and Dorathy and all this kind of stuff, but my thing is why does Tolani have so much aggression and anger when it comes to Dorathy? I had to kind of think about, I had to think about what their vibe was in the house. Now, I felt like Tolani never really gave Dorathy the chance. You know, I felt like in the beginning, she just was never really, I'm not sure. I think that she just never really gave Dorothy the chance or really got to know her. So she used this princess situation to have a disagreement or to have some kind of, I don't know, beef with Dorothy. So I definitely think that this is definitely what she used to say, okay, you know what, like I never was really feeling you in the house. I never really felt you while we were outside of the house. So this is a perfect chance for let me just go ahead and beef with this girl. Because Dorothy was saying that everywhere she goes, Tony always gives her a nasty look. She also did that in the house as well, too. And I'm just like, you know, like why? What is the animosity? And this is even before Prince. She says Dorothy's overhyped. All it's like, why do you feel like Dorothy's overhyped?
This, my chest is full. Because you know something. Tolanibaj, the personality she portrayed in the house, it was so easy to see through all of that facade of I am a strong, educated woman. I'm very vocal, I'm very strong and independent. It was very easy to see through all of that. I mean, there are times that you would see her giving attitude to certain people in the house, especially Kaisha. The way she picked on Kaisha in that house. I mean, Ebuka confronted you about you're not being very revealing in the first week. And then the second week, you want to come out of your shell. And you decided to pick on the presumably weakest link in the house. And that was Kaisha. I felt like that was her being overhyped. She was overhyping herself. And in the process, she made herself look low. I don't want to use the word stupid, but that's what I wanted to use. But she really made herself look stupid. And she was trying to act all classy and stuff. And then the bragging part, oh, I know these people, I know a lot of celebrities in Nigeria, they're going to vote for me. I don't know when she was a bit, I'm like, wow, where are your video fans? Why didn't they vote for you? You know? So she was the one literally doing all those overhyping, clouting, chasing things in the house, in the diary room, and then trying to pick on other people whom she perceived as the weaker people in the house. And then coming out of the house, you're trying to claim you're the bad bitch. For me, it just didn't add up at all.
Mm-hmm. I felt like, and I'm gonna just kind of make it sure. I'm gonna let Bitsy um say talk. So I felt like definitely she felt like maybe Dora shouldn't be hyped. Maybe she felt like she should have been the one that should be getting all the hype. She should have been the one that was getting all of the maybe the following that Dora had. I really do feel like I'm like, what is it? What exactly is it? Because I definitely see that you have a tendency to inherit whoever you consider as, I don't know, like popular or whatever amongst the housemate. You have a tendency to inherit their beef. Okay, Erica, she was good
Mm.
friends with V, right? And
Yes.
she inherited V's Erica's beef. Erica's beef with V. Like, what was actually this could have something that they could have resolved as women, since they were really close, in the house. And then she also, I mean, she also really overhypes other people, I guess, that she presumes that are, I don't know, like, I mean, I really don't want to say it, but that she presumes, let me just put quote unquote, she presumes as popular, and I definitely see that tendency. It's like when she made the comment about Dora, I'm just like, well, what exactly is it? Yes, we can see Dora is, she might have pretended in the house, but they all pretended. They all pretended. So why do you feel like she is overhyped?
And you know one funny thing that Tolanibaj failed to understand? Now, in as much as Dorothy is doing all this ratchet charade on the reunion show, if you look at it from a very, very serious and let's say business perspective, they were in the house. Tolanibaj felt maybe she was the smartest girl in the room. Maybe Dorothy was not as smart. And then they came out of the house. Look at Dorothy. She knew that she had the tendency to be body shamed whilst on the show, outside the show, because of how bossy she is. But guess what? She turned that fear into a business venture by creating her own underwear line for plus size women who are as big as her. And that drew another crowd of people to her. Which crowd did she draw? Every single woman, just as her, who has that insecurity of being a plus size woman. So, what has Tolani Badge done in that regard to empower women? What has she done? So that's one thing she fails to understand. Her saying that Dorothy is overhyped. No, I think Dorothy was smarter, business wise. She looked at herself. She knew that in a society like this, the world at large, she had a disadvantage in people's eyes. That some people who do not appreciate her kind of endowment. And so she monetized it. Has Tolani Badge monetized anything else? No. So her coming to come and talk about, oh, Dorothy being overhyped, I felt like that reeked with so much jealousy and pettiness. I mean, I felt like she felt low. What I cannot do. Oh, I cannot believe this girl was able to do it.
I cannot agree more. I think that's definitely what it is. It's just definitely, it's like she's saying it but without saying it. It's kind of like, if you go to, it's pretty much she wants to, in a way, body shame
Hmm. Dorothy, yeah.
Dorothy. Yeah, but it's like Dorothy took that disadvantage and she also, she made her lingerie line. And that's what, that's an empowerment, because there are people who, like, Dorothy supporters, that really look up to her, and they're like, oh wow, like, if you can do, there's a lot of busty women
Mm-hmm.
in Nigeria, and they see Dorothy doing it, and then they're like, okay, well, I can do it as well too. So I feel like that's definitely like women empowerment, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
just kind of concerned. I'm just like, Tony, it's just like, I don't know. I looked at that as like as shade in a way to Dorothy, but yeah.
Yeah. Hello, sis. At DBC, you've been
Yeah,
nodding
hi,
your
Bruce. Yeah, let me just, I will be very quick and just get it over with. I think
yes.
for me, the most shocking revelation is the toilet scene with Kid and Nengi. I made a comment on the video you made concerning that. I know nothing happened. I mentioned that they had an intention, the environment was already enabling with the way they were all, the energy, the tension was already there.
Yes.
So I don't know how they ended up in the toilet, just like Ebuka asked them. But
Hmm.
the whole scenario of the video, I didn't really see anything that happened in the video. Nothing really happened. Maybe they didn't show us. If they had shown us from the beginning how they got into the toilet, I think something must have happened before they showed us that. And I think
Hmm.
Kid's influence must have played a big part for them to cut that video out. Something happened. Another thing is, I really, really appreciate Nengi for giving that amnesia vibe or scene. If I were Nengi, I wouldn't admit to doing anything because she's the one that has a lot to lose in this case. Kid has nothing. If
True.
you remember the introduction, they said it's a lifestyle, whatever. He just lives for it.
He just leaves for the living.
He has literally nothing. So I really commend Nengi. You could see the tension, the fear in Nengi when the video was being played. You could read it. She was really scared. And I think that explains why she has been so calm and poised from the beginning of the reunion because she
knew her turn was coming.
Yeah, a turn was coming. Yeah. I think that I really, really like the way she played the whole amnesia thing because she has a lot to lose.
Yeah.
And another thing is Dorathy. Oh my God. Dora was someone that was really, I don't know, I thought she was, I don't know the word. She was just, she's gradually falling as the reunion heads. I don't know, maybe she came with a vibe for a particular person. I feel is Tolanibaj. Probably because Tolanibaj is beachy. Sorry, I'm not supposed to use the word. I'm not supposed to
I
use
get
that.
you.
Maybe because she has this maybe LA, California vibe, the American, Black American woman vibe and all that. Maybe Dorathy came with that vibe for Tolanibaj and she just, just display a lot of some attitude they were not really, people did not really expect from Dorathy, but being vulgar about the scenario with Brighto and it was just too vulgar. It's okay for adults to be intimate, but you shouldn't come on here and, say things to make you feel like intimacy is a big achievement, is why you were on the show. You were on the show to sell yourself. A lot of people are intimate since the beginning of Big Brother. Big Brother Africa, Big Brother Brazil, any Big Brother show, people are intimate, but that's not why they're there. They are there to sell themselves. So the reunion was an opportunity for them to sell themselves for the right narrative, remarket you, resell yourself, change some misconceptions, some narrative that has been out there, which I was expecting from Dorathy, but she really, she make her use broken. She fall my hand. I placed Dorathy, and so it was really disappointing for me. Really, really disappointing.
Something I've noticed so far on this reunion. I've noticed that so far, regardless of whatever question Ebuka asks these housemates, you notice that none of them is even bragging using their brand. None of them is bragging using their achievements, what they have personally created. What they are bragging on is all this stupid, unnecessary sex, smashing, giving someone a blowjob. It's an achievement.
I think
at least brag that Multichoice gave you a platform and you used it.
I think there's following the Twitter shenanigans, the social media shenanigans. I think most of them dwell on whatever their fans are throwing at them, what they want, what their fans want them to do. So they're just trying to please their fan base. But your fan base will not be there for a long time. Even if they will be 50% or 80% of them will move on to the next season.
Yeah.
You need something to keep you out there. Look at Bisola. Bisola was also intimate on the show with Tony, but she had talent. Even the whole situation with Tony, I think you've already mentioned, that almost crushed her, but she went back, strategized, and came back.
And she didn't brag about it. It wasn't an achievement for her.
Brag about it. Yeah. Another thing, look at Cynthia. What's her name? Cece. Cece had a very, the show, she had this tag. I think they tagged her as the most bitter woman in Nigeria at that moment. But Cece came out and she tried as much as possible to change that narrative.
Mm.
I don't know. Based on what I knew, I didn't see her out there trying to throw shade, form. During interview, she was attending interview with Toby, right?
Mm.
They had interviews together, even when they were not comfortable with themselves. They were they were going on interview just to clean their name. And they also signed deals with the same I think Delta soap at that
Yeah,
time.
you
They
see
were
brand.
working
Yeah.
together even when they were not friends, just to clean that negativity. But this said, I
Mm.
don't know if it's immaturity. I don't know if they're not matured or they're forming work. Sometimes I'm thinking,
Yeah.
how old are these housemates? How old are what is where are they from? I'm questioning their age. I think they're like 20 something, but they're behaving like teenagers. Because most of the people they see on Twitter, they think not everybody on Twitter has sense. Don't be everybody when they on social media get sense. Because somebody will tell you, say, oh, go on Twitter, when you go to the union, give them basketballs. You too, you went to the union and just messed up yourself.
I'm gonna show them who the baddest is. I'm gonna show them who the this is, and then you come and embrace yourself. And then when you go back to that Twitter, the same Twitter people will drag you. That's what's happening.
Yes, that is what happened to Tolanibaj and Dorathy.
Man.
It's just so sad that they're giving a very wrong impression about women in general, about
Yes,
ladies.
Nigerian women. Nigerian
Yes,
women.
they're
True.
making it seem as if ladies are all about men. They went to the show just to get a man.
Hmm.
This
True.
doesn't make any sense. The guys
And
are
look at
acting all
you.
poised and behaving like gentlemen, but the ladies are all out there embarrassing themselves. Just with the exception of V and Nengi so far, the rest, no, 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 no. And also another thing about Lucy, I
Yeah.
don't know. She was very smart with the way she tried to handle the case with Kaisha and Katrina, the boss lady. Just like
Hmm.
Duke said earlier, I think she was trying to prevent
Kaisha
Kaisha
from Spain.
from spilling some things. As
Mm-hmm.
well as it may seem, I understand Katrina. I understand her argument. I understand her pain. She has shared a lot of things with Lucy. She felt Lucy was like a companion. They said a lot of things together. So
Hmm.
she felt safe with Lucy. She's somebody that is very
Hmm.
possessive. Everybody know it might not be good, but that is her person. Since you're friends with her, you have to keep up with her personality.
You know,
So
she even introduced her husband to Lucy, and Lucy was like, "Oh, so this is your husband." But you gave us the impression he was very old. Your husband is not old now. Like,
So Lucy, I don't think Lucy is somebody you want to have around as a good friend. I don't
at
know.
all,
I don't think
at
so.
all.
As bad as Katrina's character might be or might be questionable, I still understand that she's not faking it. She's just being out there. She's real. She's showing you she does not give. She doesn't really care. Just like
Yeah.
in the case of Nengi, she showed everyone that she doesn't like Nengi.
Yes.
Yeah, so
She's
that's
not even hiding
Katrina.
that one.
She doesn't hide it. I really appreciate her for that. People might see her as a bad person, but that's how she is. Put up
Yeah.
with her. Once you're a friend, just keep up with her. But Lucy, I don't think Lucy is somebody to have around as a
No.
companion. I don't think so.
For
Another thing
Lucy,
is
she's just
Ozomena.
responsible.
Ozomena. Oh my God. The lady that spoke before me, she said Ozo was playing a game. That was what I read from the beginning. Ozo was playing a game. But
Mm-hmm.
because he was this big mama's boy and calm, very soft spoken, people thought maybe that was his personality. But from the beginning, Ozo was playing a game. A
You
lot
know,
of
for
people just
Ozo's
didn't
own
touch
case,
on that.
what I saw that Ozo was trying to play another fraud with Esther's scenario. Now, for fraud knew that Esther wasn't interested in him. So he kept on following Esther in the house, kept on professing love.
Mm.
So Ozo did times two and even worse of what fraud did. And he knew the kind of person Nengi was, that it would irritate Nengi. So he went as far as irritating Nengi and making her look like the bad person who was after a
Yeah,
guy who was wealthier.
yeah.
So I remember doing a video about it and I talked about it. I said that is Ozo's card. The fact that people are not seeing it it goes to show that his game was very, very good. He
I
played the
think
game.
the
He
reason
played Nengi in
why
his
people
country.
did not see it is because of the flirtatious character of Nengi.
True. You have a
Nengi
point,
was
yeah.
being flirtatious. She was just throwing herself all over the guys. So I think the first 2 weeks, if I'm not mistaken, I think she had to re-strategize when Lucy,
Hmm.
when she had the fight with Lucy, and Lucy was like, "You're the one that wants all the guys to touch you." She had to go back
Hmm.
and think of another game. That was when
Yeah.
she changed a game plan. Her game plan was to
Hmm.
come in flat, have all the. I think there's this lady Kim. She wanted to play the card of Kim.
Hmm.
But
Kimopra. Yeah,
yeah,
Kimopra.
Kim Oprah,
Yeah.
yeah, that was the card Nengi wanted to play. But she had to change it when everybody caught up with that plan. So I think
True.
so. I hope in the rest of the Union show, the ladies will make us proud and not mess everything up. I'm actually hoping that Erica would do better this time. I want her to really. Our fans don't really get what people want for her. I am an icon, but I really, really like Erica. I want her to just go outside there. Just don't go and say you want to fight or you want to please your fan base. Just do whatever you want to do and clean your name. A lot of people are actually rooting for her quietly. I am. I really like her. I understand her. I understand her so much. She's very vulnerable. She's very emotional. I don't know. She just has a lot of thing going.
Hmm.
Some people might see it as okay. Oh, she manipulated Kid and Laycon and blah blah blah. It's a game. They all went there with the strategy. We're all human. We can
Hmm.
make mistakes. She made a mistake. Everybody made mistakes in the show. But
Sorry, let me quickly give a shout out to someone. Papa Ture. Papa Ture, thank you so much for all your super chats and stickers. I really appreciate. I've just been seeing some stuff dropping here and there, and I didn't really check the name. I really appreciate. Thank you. And Toasting Adeniro, if you're still online, Toasty, please can you join this live chat like immediately because I've been waiting for you. So join us immediately, all right? I think I'm going to use my conversation with Tosin to wrap up this live stream. We've
yeah,
been over 2 hours already, and I don't know if some of you are ready to leave just yet. But Tosin, if you are online, please join this live stream right now so that we can use your contribution to wrap up. And another thing I want to mention is for those of you who are lovers of the music TV show going on, that's Nigerian Idol. I had an interview with Faith Jason. Faith Jason was eliminated from the show last weekend, and so I had an interview with him during the week, and that interview will be coming up tomorrow. Tomorrow is Sunday. So please stay locked down on my channel and you will really enjoy it. And guess what? I actually enjoyed the private session of Faith's music. And he played his guitar for me. So if you are a lover of that show, then you definitely want to stick to my channel tomorrow. I don't know if Tosi is still here. If Tosi is not here, then I think this is the part where I have to just say a huge thank you to every single one of you that joined this live stream. I don't want to go, but it's over 2 hours that we've been on this conversation, and I'm trying to save people's data. So, guys, the conversation is not over. Remember, as we do it over here, this live stream is going on to my channel right now after it ends. So you can feel free to drop your own contributions, drop your comments. If you were not able to join the live chat, please drop your comments in the comment section. I look forward to seeing what you guys think. I look forward to seeing your own thoughts and reading your perspective on all the conversations we've had, especially on your most shocking revelation from the show so far. Remember, we're going to be doing this again next week, Saturday. We do this every Saturday, 3 p.m. WAT, or you want to call it 1500 WAT. If you are in any other part of the world and not Nigeria, please ensure to use Google Clock to check the accurate time that the live stream starts. And one very important thing, guys, I kicked off my channel membership last week. No, during the week. Yeah, I kicked off my channel membership. So the essence of doing the channel membership is to support this channel to grow. It takes a lot to actually put together
content like this and a show like this. And if you want to support this channel and you want to help us get the resources that we need to keep this work going, please join any of my membership levels. There's the classic membership and there's the premium membership. All the perks are super amazing. Please, when you check on my channel, beside the subscribe button, you will see the join button. Okay, so once you click on the join button, you'll be able to see the different perks in the 2 channel membership levels. So please, guys, hurry along and pick whichever level suits your need. And trust me, you will not regret it. You will be super happy you did. And finally, guys, if you've been enjoying this conversation so far, please give this video a huge thumbs up, okay? Like this video, please. Give this video a huge thumbs up. I want to see at least 1,000 likes. 1,000 likes is not too much to ask for, is it? So please give this video a huge thumbs up and feel free to share this video. And I'm also happy that we had the amazing people that spoke on this episode on here. Dupe Omiwade, thank you so much. Sisters TV, thank you so much. Adebisi, thank you so much. The other lady, oh my God, I can't really remember her name. But thank you all so much. It was really a pleasure. For those of you that love Nigerian idols, I'm going to be releasing a video tomorrow, Monday, and then we continue with the Big Brother Naija lockdown reunion show. That said, everybody have an amazing weekend. Enjoy the rest of your evening and